Uh, Hi, and welcome back to TezAsia Hackathon 2022. I would like to invite Julian Low, who is our adoption manager from EGG APAC. So I think you guys will be very excited to know that we are going to launch our own egg grant incubation program.
Manager from EGG Impact.
And-
So I think you guys will be very excited to know that we are going to launch our own egg grant incubation program. Manager from EGG Impact. So I think you guys will be very excited to know that we are going to launch our own egg grant incubation program. Manager from EGG Impact. So I think you guys will be very excited to know that we are going to launch our own program.
Okay, I think the echo is coming from your side. So yeah, I'm gonna take myself off first. I think the echo is coming first.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I think
Would it help if I use the microphone?
Yes, I think you could use the microphone. I think so sorry. I think yeah, we be right back after we solve some technical issues.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, I don't
Hello?
hear any
Can
more
you hear me?
echo. Yeah, I can hear you. So yeah, I think you can continue with your presentation. Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me? Okay. Cool. Sorry. Hello.
Hi, Julian. Yes, we can hear you. So yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to you. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So thank you everybody for having me. So first and foremost, my name is Julian. I'm the adoption manager for TZ APAC. Hello.
Hi, Julian. Yeah, I think you're okay. So yeah, you can continue on.
Okay. So my name is Julian. I'm the adoption manager for TC APAC, And basically, my role is to basically encourage more developers like yourself to create, your amazing products on the Tezos blockchain ecosystem. And could you, Brian, can you go down to the next slide? Yes. Okay. So a little bit about me. I didn't used to be from crypto. I spent a long time actually in the startup world. I first created this company called Zopium back in 2009, which was a live chat software company. I spent about 6 years building the company with 4 other friends of mine, and we literally bootstrapped it. We actually never really got funding whatsoever. We grew to about 200,000 customer spaces across the world, and then back in 2012, we were acquired by Zendesk, which is a listed US listed company. And essentially what happened was we became Zendesk APAC. And that's when I left to spend 6 more years, doing various, working in various VC firms. The first one was a firm called Red Dot Ventures, which was a seed stage fund. And then I moved to another fund called Vertex Ventures, which is a fund that was funded by Temasek, which is a sovereign wealth fund of Singapore. For Vertex, I think my bosses, what they did best was this company called Grab, which became one of Asia's largest hackathons. But when I was there, I took care of companies like M17 and Happy Fresh. So all in all, I raised about 200 mil for all the companies with 2 exits for among my portfolios. One was a company called Payware to a Filipino-based telco called PLDT, and another one was called Ascens, which is a shipping software company to a French shipping giant called GTT. So the total capital appreciation across all my portfolio was about $1 billion. So I would say I know a little bit about building value, and that's really why I want to, build this incubation program for TezAsia APAC, so that we can actually build the next unicorn that will come out of the Tezos ecosystem. Could you go to the next slide? Yeah. So these are So these are just some of the companies that I've helped. Like for example, like for Zopium, we got sold to Zendesk for Happy Fresh, which is a regional delivery brand. And then we also have one of my newest my personal investments called Wiz.ai that received funding from Tiger Global just last year for about $30 million. Okay. Can you go to the next slide? Okay, so the thing about we have had EGG for about 12 months now. So EGG was initially conceptualized as kind of like a growth fund to basically financially incentivize as well as to encourage budding developers to build their products on the Tezos ecosystem, right? In the past, it's the grant size ranges anywhere from 8,000 to 15,000 per team. We give them the funds. We work with them through their process in building up their products and service. We do educational. We give them additional materials as well as assistance and help to scale up their products. But we realized that something was lacking because even though we were giving all these funds, people were really, really excited about it. They were building their products, but one of the things that we felt that could be done a lot better with the EGG program was to have a more structured process by putting all our companies into an incubator-like ecosystem, so that there will be a more structured process for ideation, a more structured process for them to move towards go-to-market, and really to pool all our friends and mentors in the blockchain ecosystems to help you as a developer in Tezos ecosystem grow. Okay, maybe the next slide. Okay, so even though we have given up close to about 28 companies, these are 4 of the examples for the EGG program that has have some form of success. like for example, Sphere.art. Sphere.art is a marketplace that allow gamers to bring utilities to their artwork through NFTs. We also have TZPing, which is a mobile, pretty nifty mobile notification app, that functions almost like a D app by itself. And then we have Xanadu, which is a metaverse company that hails from Malaysia, that basically creates metaverse using on the Tezos ecosystem, and they're growing so fast that they are really starting to hire Tezos developers, and they're looking to hire. So if anyone is looking for a job, please ping us. We will gladly do the intro. And then lastly, we have Dataverse, which is a metaverse NFT company that has also raised their second round of equity, and this is all within the less than the span of a year. The next slide. Right. So some of the categories that that we would like to focus on building would be companies like DeFi, like the DeFi network itself. We are also looking at gaming and GameFi, and this is in partnership with Tezos India, with their remarkable the game launchpad program that the Tezos India Foundation has. We also have enterprise blockchain. Enterprise blockchain meaning blockchain applications that you like to build on Tezos, because Tezos has such enterprise potential applications, that we feel that there is a lot of room that you could grow using this. And then we are also looking at SaaS and tooling companies that you would like to build companies on. We have many mentors from the SaaS and enterprise space whom you can benefit from. And then lastly, last but not least, which is NFTs. So we also have a lot of huge, deep set NFT ecosystem that we feel that, if you like to tap on the Tezos ecosystem, that will be something that you could also tap onto. Okay, the next slide. So the process is actually pretty simple. We aim to kickstart the whole incubation process starting in September. So all you need to do is apply. If you look at the link below, there's a bit.ly link, right, called bit.ly EGG Incubator. Just click on the link, fill in. You will see a form. The form basically will show. Will ask us a series of simple questions like, what is your idea? Who are your teammates? When do you intend to start? And you can actually just submit to us, and you'll hear from us within 2 to 3 working days. If you notice, there's a QR code that's on almost every one of my slides. You can actually just take a quick picture of it, and you can actually go to there and fill in your details. And then we'll get back to you. And once we do a very, very quick review, do a very quick interview. And if we think that you are suitable for the program itself, we'll invite you and we'll send you a formal invitation, and then you can start working on the incubator. And then this incubator is unfortunately virtual in nature because we have so many test developers across the APAC region. But we will do, we'll move towards the validation phase. And for the validation phase itself, we will spend quite a fair bit of time trying to validate your ideas, because as you know, some of the ideas are actually, you might have this idea today, but you need validation, right? So we will actually work with you on a lean canvas program to start to validate your ideas by, let's say, looking at customer interviews. And then we would, and your mentors whom we will assign to you, will try to rework the ideas with you. And we will also help you, very, very importantly, design North Star matrix. What do we mean by North Star matrix? Because, okay, so if you think about a lot of the startups, when you go to see a VC, most of the times you're only probably in existence for about 6 months to a year, right? Generally, some of the what the VCs will be looking for will be things like traction, things like user acquisition, things like how much investor interest, for example, that you have received. So, and because of the such a limitation of time, it's very important to have one single North Star metric that will allow you to gain traction. So, like for example, like one of my companies called Wiz AI that I invested in, which is an AI company. we were able to get so much investment money was because we had close to 60 to 70% market penetration rate in a given market within 6 months. So you need to work on that North Star matrix, which I feel will be incredibly important if you like to receive funding and investor interest in the investor community itself, right? So we will also provide engineering support through our many ecosystem mentors within the Tezos ecosystem, people who would advise you on best engineering practices, as well as product management advice. So I'll be on hand as well to catch up with you guys once every 2 weeks or so, just to look into your products. How do you want to iterate your user experience as well as your user journeys? That way, it will allow your product to actually find its viral growth, right? And then the next one would be token matrix. We'll also provide some form of token matrix advisory role, basically to allow you to find the best I would say tokenomics for your coin or your product to actually extract the most economic value out of your project. And then last but not least, we will run through pitch exercises with all the teams in the incubation process, because pitching is all about practice, right? So the more you practice, the smoother you become, and the smoother you become, the more likelihood that you will be able to get funding. And then last but not least, we have the launch. We'll do an informal launch for all the incubatees in our project itself, to a demo day, to a select panel of both crypto and equity-based VCs who you can actually pitch your products to. And why we want to have a demo day, because a demo day allows us to create maximum buzz for your project on the Tezos ecosystem. As we all come together to share with the investors and with the greater community the progress that we have done over the last 3 to 6 months. And then post pitching, we'll also do a bit more of go-to-market support by keeping check on you and providing ongoing mentorship because for us, your success is our success, right? So therefore, post pitching, we want to actually keep track on you and to see if there's any way that we can continue helping you. So the incubation, as I mentioned, the incubation process has basically 6 major components. One is product design and strategy. That is, as I mentioned, we will use the lean canvas framework to help you validate your ideas. We would be super hyper-focused in helping you develop a go-to-market strategy so that you're able to get the most number of customers in the shortest amount of time. And then for pitch fundraising, we would actually work workshops with you to basically tighten your pitch and then help you create a compelling narrative for you to actually gain both investor interest as well as press interest as well. And then we also help with, of course, the branding and visual guidance to make sure that you look right when you present your numbers or present your story to the public. And then in terms of mentorship, as I mentioned earlier, there will be engineering and GTM mechanisms. Oh, and then last but not least, which is the community building as well. We'll also be supporting you with community building and growth hacking initiatives to help you gain as many customers as you can. And then hiring, the mentors will also be there to basically help you, give you advice on hiring the right talent or the right team members into your project. And then legal clinics for those who are working in, I would say, uncertain legal environments, to see how we could perhaps give you a legal framework to actually exist beyond just your idea itself. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Okay, so these are just some of the mentors who have given us verbal. I just want to stress that this is verbal promise of mentoring our incubators if you apply for the program. So we have Om and Amanjot, whom I'm sure you know from TezAsia, from Tezos India. They have done a remarkable work in growing the Tezos India ecosystem itself. They have agreed to assist whatever they can in terms of both engineering and product support. We have Hong Zhuang, who is the CEO of this company called Shutter One. He's a Tezos incubator. Sorry, not incubator. He's a Tezos grantee. He has received a grant, and he's actually a serial entrepreneur himself. His company has also received funding from a VC recently. So we have Gabriel. Gabriel is the project lead for ARC. ARC is a community-driven creative network in Singapore, who have gotten people like the likes of JJ Lin, who is a very famous East Asian celebrity. And then we have Pinbraj. Pinbraj is the CEO of ERX, which is one of the largest listing exchanges in Thailand. And then we have Mr. Don Sim, who is the CEO of Made Viral. Made Viral is an influencer network that specifically targets at crypto for Southeast Asia. They have about 600 million viewership every month across the entire network itself. Then the next slide. And then we have Mr. Sanjay Poppy, who's the founder of CryptoMine. CryptoMine is a blockchain advisory in Southeast Asia. We have Mr. Raja Hamza, who is the managing partner for RHL Ventures, which is the largest VC firm that hails from Malaysia. He's also funded by the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Malaysia. We have Mr. Frederick Fung, who is the chairman of Access, which is the Singapore equivalent of kind of like a blockchain association. He is a pretty, I would say, prolific investor himself with his own keen sense of token matrix, which he will impart to all the mentees in the incubator program. And we also have Jarinder, who is founder of GuildFi, which is a DeFi blockchain platform based in Thailand. And then we have Kendrick from Play Ventures, which is one of the foremost I would say VC funds out of Singapore that focuses on GameFi products itself. So we have quite a big panel of both VCs as well as operators who will be in our mentorship network, and we we would love for you guys to join us and build your products on Tezos and incubate with us, and that way we could help you. And again, I just want to state, this is a grant-based process, unlike other I would say incubators or accelerator programs like YC. We do not take an equity cut, nor do we take a portion of your coins that you come out. This is entirely, I would say, our gift back to the ecosystem, because we want you to succeed, right? And so as I said, let's start building on Tezos. If you notice, I use a bear icon because, as we all know, crypto is going through a bear market. But what I would love to share is that building during the bear market, a bear market is the best time to build your products, right? When I built my own company 10 over years ago, it was during the height of the 2008 crisis. Yes, that's how old I am, as you can see. So during the 2008 crisis, everything was cheap, right? Manpower was cheap, labor was cheap, competition was low. So it was actually the best time for me to build. Likewise, if you look at big companies like Google built upon the carcasses of all the .com failures, right? They were able to build up such a huge company, during the bear market. So really good companies actually start building during the winter season, right? And if you look at all the companies that are going to survive this crypto winter, right? They were companies that were building in our last winter. Companies like Binance, they never said no when Bitcoin dropped from 20,000 to 4,000. They just continue building because, the bull market will come back. And by the time we start building during the bull market, it's too late. So this is why it's just a way for us to try to encourage you guys to continue with building, things that people use, that people would love, on the Tezos ecosystem itself. And please click on the link. If you click on the link, and then maybe move to Q&A. Is there a Q&A, or is there?
So no, I don't think there's a Q&A because most if there's questions, you guys can leave it in the comments there. So please, if there's questions that you have for us or for inquiries and things like that, you can actually put down in the comments. If
Yeah, you
not,
can just put that in the comment section. We can leave a couple of minutes. I have nowhere to go.
yeah,
So
sure.
just
Yeah. I
I'm
think
quarantined at home, so I got nowhere else to go. So,
yeah. So we will just open like the floor for 3 minutes. You can ask any questions that you have here. Yeah, and we will be right back.
yeah. Okay, so we have two questions. I think I'll start with can existing grantees take part? Oh yes, definitely. This, as I said, this is for the ecosystem. So even if you're a grantee, please email us, and we'll love to see how we could help and put into the as in put it in the incubation program so that we can. Is there an age bar for incubation program? No, I don't. I mean, okay, depending on if you want to register a company and you want to do this thing, and if you need parental, how do you say it? Parental allowance, permissions to actually do your project, I think it's still possible. I mean, just to give you an example, the youngest entrepreneur I ever funded was 14 years old, and he had his parents was setting up a blog shop, right? And it was so funny. He had his every time he needed to sign a document, he needed his parents' permission, and he was earning like $2,000 a month at the time, just doing this. What would be the duration of the program? So we're currently looking at 3 months. But again, the reason why I said it's an incubation program and not an accelerator program is so that it could be more flexible in the terms of like the whole incubation period itself. So there isn't really a fixed period. Yeah, and okay, you can send all your questions to brian.go@TezAsia Hackathon, which is the handsome fellow above me that you can ask him any questions.
Okay. Seems that I think most of the questions already have been asked in the chat. Yeah. So like for the rest of the hackathon participants post, if you missed this whole session, you can actually send me a email. And I think our mentors at TezAsia Hackathon will get back to you on this as well. So we do have a form that you can actually submit if you're interested in doing in this as well. So
Yes.
if I'm not wrong, and that's the QR code there. Yeah. So then if there's nothing else, we would like to end this whole session. And thank you so much, Julian, for for actually presenting on this whole program to the participants of TezAsia Hackathon. Yeah. So So thank you, everybody, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Take care, everybody. Keep building.